Good morning to you all. See, we had first mock interviews meeting and the Zoom meeting in the last Sunday. It was quite successful because on YouTube also we have put it and there are so many likes. The people have appreciated because, and also I found out we have got very good candidates and only the thing because of certain inhibitions, agitations, that's all their inner skills they are not able to expose. That's the reason these sort of mock interviews will definitely make you come out of your inhibitions or a sort of what I we call it as phobias. And I'm very, see, one thing is that once upon a time, I was also very hesitant. You see, once if I had to enter into a meeting room to say, is my whole body was shivering. He said that they may ask me so many things. I was getting afraid to enter into the room like, because what happens if we see that many of the persons who are very free with their friends, if you are with your friends group, you will be talking so much, cutting the jokes. Yes or no? You are not bothered that. Why? Why that? You see your physical reaction with your friends. You are quite comfortable with say the body language. Mean to say the mind is supporting the body. Mind is very free. You see that because you say that mind controls the body. Am I correct? That's the reason. If you see that with your friends and all, you are so comfortable, so confident, isn't it? What is the difference? Normally say that body, mind makes the body. Is your if we are very free, is your you see that your whole body language is very comfortable. Others also will appreciate you. And you are I mean looking so smart and then so active. Why? Body and mind both are combined to say, then you are a successful active person outside. Those are called as a yes or no. So what I'm trying to say that that's a reason. And okay, if you are so comfortable with your friends, fine. If you go to a stage or a podium, if somebody will ask you and go for a stage or a podium document, say immediately I say that you get the sweating, body is shaking. Why? What is the difference? Because is your mind is away from the body. Your mind is not cooperating with the body. Yes or no? That's the reason what I'm trying to say that at that when you are with the friends, mind is a 50%, body is a 50%, 100% of your whole body is cooperating. When you are in a meeting, body is because when you are getting that sort of a fear or afraid of that, immediately is your mind is taken away from the body, means it's not cooperating. That's the reason you get so many changes in your body. You get that. That's the reason. Is only it is a psychological. It is not about it is a psychological. So many big interviews also, the people certain times I have seen, certain times they get that shivering because of they are not having the practice. That's the reason. You see, you are also talk about that the people who come from good colleges and they speak, good professional, organizations. And why? They are made to say as soon as you come out of your college or this thing, entirely different. But the thing is that the people who have participated in elocution competitions, essay writing, meeting with the people and all, see their change of their, changes in their body, communication, all these things. That's the reason these sort of a mock interviews. I'm just telling you, this sort of a mock interviews will clear away your fears and other things. And also here, I wanted to share with you. Morning, I was just speaking to somebody. Yesterday night, who is he? He's from San Jose. America. Okay, he's a cost accountant from our India only, but settled in America. And he's a gentleman, he's a cost accountant and settled there, and he's having MNC company, like all the accounting and finance jobs. He has got a company he's handling. He said that, Prakash, I want the candidates. I was asking them, sir, our candidates part of it, because there are who can speak in English, some are not good in communication, other. But what he said, you are very shocked at this thing. I was also, he said, no, I don't want, I don't want to see any English or something. And then I don't see any higher marks, 80%, 90%. No, I want a person who has a zeal to learn, who has interest to learn, who can we will also, once you take him into the job, we will also train him. But the thing is that who has inquisitiveness, interest to learn, okay, sharpness, and above average intelligence. What is above average? Don't, because he says that in this practical course, why did you join this practical course? Why did you join this practical course? What did you, the changes from your college to this course, have you find any changes? You are not, you see, one thing is that please, once you are entering into it, is a employment generation course. In this thing means you have to focus on everything, sir. Why this time? Trial balance is tallying. In my BCom, I'm not tallying, because here balance sheet is tallying. Why they call it as a fixed assets? Why they call it as a current assets? There are certain questions, that is a meant to say from A to Z, why this cash, okay, cash voucher, bank voucher, where they are, how they are taken place, the posting, what is a ledger? You have practically maintained it. I want you to have a test or lab, they call it. You have to think about each item or do analysis. Then what happens in your whole life is enough. You don't have to read or again go through. Mean to say, learn practically. When I'm talking about control accounts, why this control account is done? I am also in my videos, whenever I am explaining certain point, I'm quite happy. What is a quite happy? You people are telling the control accounts is a MNC accounting concept. Mean to say, the company is having a 1,000 customers, one person is handling that. They have got a control account of sundry debtors, control account of sundry creditors. Like, it is a concept to handle larger number of parties into one account, and then it is an easy process for the trial balances and all. Whatever you have learned, the same things are on computer also. Once you have done practical accounting, you tell me, anybody, you also question me, is there any difference in a practical accounting and computerized accounting? The same thing what you have done. Me to say, I have trained you Ajay Furnitures, and then Kiran is part manufacturing company trading, and then you have done your accounts on computers also. It's a 3 levels. By this time, you are a very confident. Up to this, if you go deep into the things and then learn it, enough. That much of a knowledge, if you have, is only the thing. Have confidence, come out and speak in it. Speak in appropriately, whatever is there. And that person was saying, you see, Prakash, I'm not asking them for any posh English or something. Whether he knows the subject or not, he has to tell us. And then he was also asking, why I'm telling you, because in this mock interviews, before I go for a interviewing the candidate, I wanted to tell you, what is this? I mean, how do we have to prepare for the interviews? First, because after all, the employer wants whether you can do the work or not. That's a reason what they are doing to, I mean, saying that we have to where to focus, and then how to prepare for interviews. So that's a reason I'm just hinting you. Isn't it our objective? Saying that, and also I'll give you other day also I told, he was also saying that whether candidate is interested in the job or not, whether he wants to learn, I want to see his curiosity. They will also be watching you on the camera because he takes up online knowledge. What is this thing that, so he says that suppose at 30, he says that 10 into 12, how much? You should not have, because these are all a simple calculation. 10 into 12, how much? 120, isn't it? 0, this is a 10 minutes, a 0, 12. So if you add a 0, 120 rupees. Some people, he said that immediately they get a, don't be, so that's the reason in case of the interviews, be cool and calm. Is your mind works, the brain works. He says that, okay, 45 into 12, how much? Immediately you say that, don't get what you had to wanted to see that. You see 45 into 12 minutes. So first you take 45 into 10, it is a 450. 45 to 94 450 into 90. That is 540. So you see, am I having any paper or pen and I'm telling you? No. And also he says that I'll give you the time, or so mean to say that whether the candidate is having the interest. Some people say that, sorry sir, I don't know, tell. This is all a mathematical as an accountant, we should also have the mathematics. I mean, like a simple arithmetics, they call it. That's the reason he was saying that interaction. So what I'm trying to say that, so you need to have you people, don't get afraid. Don't get scared of the jobs are plenty. And also don't wait for the job. You say that, sir, I wanted this job only. Or you need to have make a career planning. Understand you are, you are assessing of your skill sets, and then what sort of a job I need, where to go. So there may be certain time taking for that certain people. Are look into all those angles. Then you also the prepare for the process for the interviews accordingly. Am I correct? So there is only this sort of a, because we want to make it as a practice. He also told me, the person he told me, Prakash, first you interview the candidates. I don't want to waste our time also, because if you are satisfied, if your candidate is a, isn't it interview. So that's a, many of the people I'm only seeing that they have got that hesitation, or what they will somebody. It is our own life. We don't have to bother about that's okay. So now we go for the interview part of it. We have the candidates, and Srinivas Illagaru, are you there?
Sir, yes, sir.
Srinivas garu, I'm having your, are you from Palapallu?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
You were Palapallu in Srinivas.
Palapallu. Palapallu, okay, sir.
Srinivas, so now we are having all of you. We have the candidate, who completed our course also. He was quite good in the classes. I used to see his, the reports and submission of the classes. He's a senior person also. So now I'm just explaining to work, and he is strength able to work and educational qualification. Srinivas Garu, you are BAd from Nagarjuna University, MCOM from Andhra University, BCom from Andhra University, isn't it? And
Yes,
just
sir.
I wanted to ask you, when did you, and BCom, how much you scored, please? Do you mind to mention?
55, sir. 55.
Okay, not a problem. MCOM?
MCOM also 55, sir.
Okay, good. And you have also got that additional. Oh my God, you got a very good additional skills like diploma in taxation, accounting, software focus, and other. You have learned it. Additional advanced accounting software, SAP FICO, other softwares, MS Office, MS Word, MS Excel, fantastic. He has got a quite, you see, one thing we all should appreciate. Sir, please, I mean the students. Sir, people, you are at your home, and please check up your mics. And then again, you are somebody is talking, please. Okay, so when I ask the candidate, they have to only unmute and talk. Okay, so now he has got a very good, and he has got 20 years experience. Hello, he has got a 20 years experience. Srinivasa Civil Works worked for 8 years and 9 months, and then scope of the work: stock accounting, preparation of financial, worked with Reliance Industries, and also worked in Usha Airlines Private Limited, worked in Chabras Associate. Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Srinivas, so now you can unmute and talk to me, please. Srinivas garu.
Sir, sir.
You have any disturbance there? Somebody is talking, please.
No,
ask
no,
them.
sir, no, here.
Okay, have to be. Okay, ask them. See, one thing is that what I'm trying to ask you, you have worked in, I mean, I've got so much of experience. Hello. Hello.
Hello, చెప్పండి. Hello.
Sir, whose voice is that, please? Srinivas, you please unmute yourself and talk to me, please.
Sir, unmuted, sir.
Okay, now, you see, one thing is that what I'm trying to ask you, why did you leave? Because you worked in a very big farms and all, and why did you leave that your last job? What was the last job?
There is some weather problem, sir, water problem. Some
Okay.
problems are there, sir. That's why that is the
problem?
site, sir. That is the site, sir. Near Medak side, there is a site, sir. Site work, sir. This one.
Okay.
That's why there is weather problem is there and water problem. Some problems are there. That's why.
And what was your the works you were handling? What sort of a work?
Old accounts purpose. I handled inside old work, sir. Cash transaction and ledgers and voucher preparation, and entered in fact and prepare the ledgers.
Okay. But the side account part of it, there will not be
the labor.
It is a project work. Am I correct? Hello. Site meant to say.
This is a project
work.
Was
a project. There may be having the stores like your material and all rocks or the sand and other things like
sand,
the stores accounting. There may not be customers. Am I correct? There
no,
will
sir.
not be any sort
All
of
suppliers are there, sir. Only.
Is only the suppliers like there will be there. And also you are handling, that's a P&L account, balance sheet and all, you were not handling it. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you tell me, because after that you have, and when did you leave this company?
October, sir. October 2001, sir.
2000?
2021, sir. 2021.
Okay. Recently only.
This year, sir. This year
only. Okay.
This year only October, sir.
But you tell me, you are also handling any taxation part of it? What did you do? Accounts you were said handle stores accounting and other project work and all. After that, have you done your financial statements independently?
Sir, here not maintained, sir. Before I worked in some consultancy offices,
Okay.
maintained there, sir. Here
Okay.
not maintained.
Okay. Next. And how about your income tax and GST?
Sir, IT means some salaries are there and TDS are there.
Okay. You have
And
okay. Mean to say that what I'm trying to notice that you have handled as an accountant, but you were having any subordinates under you? Have you handled independently?
in my site, I am handling independent, sir. No subordinate, sir, in site.
Okay, you were like individual person. Am I correct?
Individual, whole individual person, sir.
Yes. Okay, now what sort of the job are you looking for?
Sir,
What sort of the job are you looking for now? What sort of the job? You tell me is your what is your career planning now because after this job? And how much salary you were paid? How much salary?
yeah, they are getting 40,000, sir. Total salary, including salary, food, accommodation.
Yeah.
Total including salary, I am getting 40, sir. There.
Okay.
That there is a health problem. That's why
You have come out. You see, normally what
yeah,
happened? Okay, that is it. So do you are expecting the same salary outside also? Because in case
sir,
of the
no problem.
project,
No,
yeah,
no
project work
problem,
you will
sir.
be
Same
away.
salary, no problem.
Okay.
Same
How,
salary, no problem, sir. If you increase, it is better, sir. Best.
okay. Now coming back to is my few questions on our accountancy part of accountancy. I want to ask you certain few questions. Can we ask you, please? Okay.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So now I want to ask you starting with a simple question. Sir, tell me, gross profit minus expenses is equal to?
Net profit, sir.
Very good. Patents and copyrights, they will come in the financial statements under which group? Patents and copyrights.
Liability, sir. Liability.
Patent and copyrights. Patents and copyrights.
Assets, sir.
Yeah. Which asset?
Current assets, sir. Current asset.
What is a current asset?
Current cash and stock and debitors.
Then these copyrights are the current assets.
That is that is future benefit, sir. That's it.
Sir, you see, one thing is that I am just telling you, copyrights or patent rights mean to say, is it a like a table or a chair? Is it a vehicle? Is it a fixed asset? It's not a fixed asset. They'll come and say, what happened? It is an intangible asset. What do we call? Intangible assets. Intangible assets, they come in as separately. Actually, in our company balance sheet, they call it as a down as a miscellaneous expenditure. Those are all like a, which is not in a fixed, it is not a fixed asset. It is an asset. They will come under which category? Like a intangible assets. They come in the asset side, last column, they call it as a miscellaneous expenditure. It is not an expenditure. So in that group, they come in. Yes or no? Okay. One thing I want to ask you, very, what we call it as a, isn't it? What we stock, we call it as a closing stock. Closing stock It can also be called as a what? Closing stock. It can also be called as what? Other name for closing stock.
Closing stock income, closing stock income and assets, sir.
Closing stock name.
Yeah, income and income and assets, sir. Income and assets.
No. Closing stock name. Closing stock has got other name. What do we call it? Stocks.
Hello?
I request, please, all of you, some of you are unmuting the mic and then unnecessary and making that somebody is, isn't it? This disturbance is there. We all have to cooperate. Acha Srinivas Garu, please unmute the mic. Yes. Srinivas. Srinivas, I think this noise is coming from your side only.
No, sir. This is not my side. Outside, sir. Outside, sir.
So now, so what I'm trying to say, stocks are called as inventory also. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. So inventory, okay, sir.
Inventory is also they can come, and as we say that again, I wanted to ask you. You give me 4 differences. What is the difference between P&L account and balance sheet? 4 differences you can tell
me. Profit and loss account we entered in expenses and income, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
And asset side only liabilities and assets, sir.
Okay. 1 point is over. Okay. Second one.
And profit loss account shows the profit and loss.
Okay.
After and the balance sheet shows the liabilities and assets.
And you have already mentioned in the first point. It shows what?
The current liability, what amount is there, and receivable, what amount is there.
Said P&L account and balance sheet shows profit or a loss, you said. In case of the balance sheet, shows what?
The company status, sir. This shows company
financial
status,
financial position. And next one, yeah, third one.
That it is the benefit to shareholders, sir. To coming to the company, it shows the shareholders, sir. And next, any bank loan any bank loan purpose.
Sir, I want you to make a difference. As you said, first one is P&L account, as you said, contains income and expenditure. Balance sheet contains assets and liabilities. Point number 1 is over. Second part of it, P&L account, isn't it? It shows profit or a loss. It gives profit or a loss. Whereas balance sheet will show the financial position of a company as on particular day. And also, I want to tell you, P&L account is account. It is an account. Balance sheet account, do we say? No. Balance sheet is a statement. All of you have to please, because in the interviews, P&L account is a account. Balance sheet is a statement.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Srinivas?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Sir.
Sir, I'm speaking to Srinivas, and other part of it, please have to listen until unless I ask you, okay? Because some candidates interview. So that's the reason. And other point, you tell me, please. P&L account is made for the whole year. balance sheet is made as on a particular day. Am I correct? So that's the reason. These are all the things. I want to ask you finally, because why I am asking you as a senior person in the accounts, the companies when there are interviews, they will be asking you for some little bit advanced stage only. I want to ask you basically contingent liability. Contingent liability. Where does it come in the balance sheet? What is the importance of contingent liability?
Contingent liabilities, it come on the liability side, sir. Liability side.
What is that
Balance sheet.
example? Example.
Contingent liability examples, but not remember, sir. I know, but not remember now that time.
Contingent liability, it is not a immediate liability. It may happen or may not happen. It won't come in the balance sheet, or it is a note in the down in the balance sheet. Auditor, because he said that if I file a case, governor, I have to income tax department, they have asked me to pay income tax of 1 crore rupees. I say that, sir, I don't have to pay. I'll go to the court. If the court will decide, he say that you have to pay the 1 crore as a tax, say, then it will become a liability. 1 crore I have to pay. Tomorrow court will say that no, you are correct. Actually, you don't have to pay. Means I don't have to pay. It may happen or may not happen. The liability that is called as a contingent liability. It will come in the it will come in the note of the balance sheet. Yes. Am I correct? This is the thing like Srinivas Garu. So now what I am trying to ask you one more thing. I want you to just tell about your self background, what you want is your career planning. I mean, in 1 minute, please. In a understandable way. Please be. Yes, speak up. Yeah, speak up.
This is Srinivas, sir. I have completed MCOM BEd, and my father recently expired. My mother housewife. I have 3 brothers, and after completed my MCOM, I went to sites. I do job site works, and other offices. After completed my job, and looking the better job, sir. That is not site and other not side, but looking for better good best job, sir, in this company side, not side, sir. That is. I have completed 20 years experience in various sites, and but that is not support to go to good companies, sir. That's why I'm trying to the best companies, sir.
Srinivas, one thing I wanted to tell that, see, these sort of things normally you have to, I have observed one thing when either you don't film me. See, one thing, if you are going for an interview, don't speak about the negative thing. I mean, don't speak about your personal side, which is not a happy occasion, or you talk about your energetic things and then whatever the positive things. Employer, you don't mention them that your father expired, or is that part of it you don't. And also, when you have talked all these, I mean, when you have spoken all these points, by that what the employer is ascertaining about you. Why? I'm very frank with you. You see, one thing is that you say that you don't want to have any sort of a sympathy or something. I am not. You have to say that. You have to say that one thing. Is he interested in your family? You say that, okay, I come from a family, and then ours is a big family, and I worked in those companies. I've got experience of it so much. Now I have also attended that taken up so many courses. I'm good at computers. I know MS. I'm also an SAP FICO also I've learned, and is my with 20 years of experience. I gained a good knowledge. I'm confident I'll be, because one day is my anxiety or is my goal in the life is to become a top accounts person as accounts director or a executive of a big company. It is my, I have to show that on that stick. I will tell you in my interview in that very long back, when they asked me, you tell me about in a 1 minute or 2 minutes. I'll say that they call it a, what I said. I hail from spiritually, educationally developed area. I come from a very moderate family. This, when I have mentioned that, immediately the interview board person, do you work in our head office? He has asked me. So that is the forcefulness, and he is your. I'm talking about your body, and also while talking, don't have that breaking in your the sentences. Don't. So that part of it, I have to practice it, and also now itself you make out your brief, like this thing is just separately, take the help of somebody and then be prepared. It is a very important for you. Interviews will be very curious to know about you as a senior person. Sir, no. Okay. I thank you.
Okay,
It was a nice talking to you, Mr. Srinivas. Okay. Good day. All the best. Thank you.
thank you.
Now, next person, can we call Mr. Kishore? Are you there, Mr.
Hello,
Kishore?
sir.
Hi,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Please open your video. I mean, okay?
Yes, sir. Good
Okay.
morning, sir.
Now, good morning. Good morning. I'm seeing you also. Good.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kishore, I'm just opening up your biodata. 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Who is this?
I am Shesha Sai.
Okay, Sheshasai, see one thing, I'll call you please. You say, I'm speaking to somebody now, Mr. Sheshasai. Okay, because when I'm
Okay, sir.
so don't, okay, so let us into it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, don't. Mr. Kishore, 1 minute, yeah. You are called as Kishore and Pula Kishore. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pula Kishore, and then you are BCom Computers, Acharya Nagarjuna University. You have just MEC. Oh, you were intermediate part of it, MEC, and then, okay, so BCom. After that, you have also done MS Office. Good. And you can handle structure. MS Office, have you learned it somewhere, or what did you do?
I have
I got
one
any
one
course?
lens, sir.
Okay.
One lens in YouTube channel. I was seeing that MS
Okay.
Office.
Very good, very good, very good. This is very appreciable things. And it is called as a self-learning skills. The employers will definitely like it. And also, if you want to make it as a MS Office in the bracket, you can mention that it is a self-learning through, YouTube
sir.
or something.
Yes,
You can also mention it.
Yes, it
The
mentions. Sir.
employers will definitely, what they wanted is that the other day I was also, so they wanted, it is because I'm also finding you are an interesting person I've seen in the classes. Okay. Now,
Yes.
one thing I wanted to ask you again, I want to ask you, like how our screen was told, first, before me asking, you tell about yourself in 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. I am Kishore. I have learned. I have completed BCom Computers at Acharya Nagarjuna University in 2021 with 65% of aggregate, and I am completed course of that global accountant in Institute of Practical Accountancy, like that practical financial like the trading account and manufacturing account, preparing the ledgers, posting in ledgers and trial balance, P&L account and balance sheet, and practical income tax, income from salary and income from business, and filling the TDS and income, and also practical GST returns are filling, GSTR1, GSTR2, GSTR3B also filling, and payroll account and practical payroll accounting. It means the salaries payroll, salaries are salaries employed salaries are registered in salaries registers, and also learned practical computerized ERP, and my hobbies and my strengths is hardworking and patience, and my hobbies is playing shuttle and caroms. Sir.
You don't want a job. You don't want to go any this thing. I mean, like, so employer is not getting any sort of the information. What sort of the job you want? What is your aim? What is your goal? Do you want to work or you don't want to work?
Want to work, sir.
Now, what sort of a work or do you have any goal or aim or ambition in the life?
My goal is good accountant.
So after me asking, you are saying. So one thing is that whatever you have mentioned about that, you have global accountant course. You said you have done the posting, you have done the balance sheet, GST. All these points you are just saying. I am not finding in the by data. How the employer will know that what are the accounting works you know? Just you have mentioned practical accounting. So just to mention practical accounting means, so what does the employer will know? You should also mention practical accounting, preparation of vouchers, maintenance of books of accounts, preparation of financial statements, other things like in a simple formats. They have to know that. You say that maintaining books of accounts for a trading, manufacturing companies, control accounts. All these things like a point wise. Don't give any elaboration, but in a simple way, practical accounting has to continue. Otherwise, I'm telling all the students part of it. Please make a note. You mentioned in the course completed global accounting course, bracket you mentioned, it is a substitute like a working experience, the course with a substitute for working experience, like mention it, comprising the following areas: accounting, practical accounting, maintenance of books of accounts, and then preparation of trial balances, preparation of financial statements, control accounts for the manufacturing trading organizations, financial analysis, like you put it. Again, if you go to practical GST, I have also mentioned in our syllabus part of it, you see, in that GST, introduction to GST, submission of filing and submission of returns, GSTR1, GSTR2, GST3B, and then you have to say that about your commodity taxation, like that you have to whatever are there. So employer will know that these are all the things he knows. Then he will be having interest to call you. Because in your by data, because other day also you have asked me, sir, are there any points? I said, I will explain you in my Zoom meeting. So for the benefit of all the students, I'm saying that any particular income tax practical IT, what have you have done? So once it is in the by data, the employer will see that he'll be interested to call you. Okay, those points you have to. Okay, and once when they are asking you for your brief or something, you don't have to talk about I've made the voucher, I've done the posting. Automatically maintain the books of accounts means it will come. But briefly, what you have to talk about your education side, you got I am a first class graduate because you got a 65% marks. The people who are not having any good marks and all, don't have to, sir, I am a graduate, you see. If you have got a 70% or 80% somebody, I am a distinction candidate. The positive points have to explain it. Okay, so that's the reason. And also, I'm making it a very point that I don't want to speak in Telugu, because these sort of interviews, if you are going, who will speak to you in Telugu or something? Okay, they wanted to know that if you have a If you're not a good, but they want you to forcefully also try to speak. It's okay, good. I'm not a, but try to improve your grammatical part of it. Like you say that passive voice, active voice, they call it as a some sort of a English language part of it. Please, so now onwards, watch the TV, English channels. I've been telling you again, all the students, please kindly buy that book called as a business, this business magazine, Business Week, Business India, this magazine part of it, you read it because it will give you corporate language, how it, that's all it can be. I'm not saying that we cannot learn in a one day or 2 day, but now onwards, show that same interest, you got the interest. I'm not, can I, acha. So, Kishore, so what I told in that way you improve it. I'm very happy that because I've seen you as a candidate, you have got a good interest. Same zeal or interest you have to continue. And in the my data, you can add those points. Can I ask you now, coming back to certain, I want to see your about your accountancy and taxation part of it. Some few questions. And one thing, you people, have you appeared for job aptitude examination online?
No, sir. I am not appeared.
Why? We told you also, because if we are coming for an interview, we have to
Yes, sir.
see that our job aptitude test online examination, it is conducted by IPA, it is on the online. You get immediately the sheet called as a whether you have passed or isn't it successful or not, like it will give you is your skill test. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So immediately you have to appear and show it to me. So that
Yes, sir.
I want to, once you have that, I'm telling you, all of you people also appear for that. See your mark score, arithmetic, business English, psychometric, analytical ability, 5 areas. It is a very good, it is a test, and you all have to pick up for the employment part of it. It is a very, very important. I want to ask you, Babu, one question. I don't want to go for any big one, like you tell me, journal and journal proper, both are same or different?
Different, sir.
Tell me.
Journal means also this is also called as day book. That means day-to-day transactions are recorded in journal. Journal proper means maintaining of books.
Journal proper means
maintaining of books.
Don't understand that. It's not matching. Journal, you don't maintain the books. Journal is not maintained in a book. Journal proper is not maintained.
Journal is day-to-day transactions is recorded, sir.
So journal proper is not a day-to-day. What is it? What is the difference?
Journal is no, sir, but journal proper is just remember. That's
journal, hello, journal and journal proper are different. Journal proper mean to say it is the journal entries containing adjustment entries, transfer entries, rectification entries. Those sort of the entries will come, at the end of the, isn't it? Finalization time or before. Those entries will come in a journal proper. Journal was in the initial days, it was called as a day book. Journal also, day book, all the transactions were coming, entered in a book called as a journal, day-wise. It's now nobody is a journal is replaced with so many books of accounts. So that's the reason nowadays nobody is maintaining journal. It is whoever talks in the company's journal, that is actually full name is journal proper. That's all the thing like. Am I correct? I want to ask you one more thing. Okay. What is the difference between current assets and current liability. If you are with this both the things, what do we understand? What is it? Okay. Instead of that, I will ask you one thing. What is the difference between current asset and fixed asset?
Current assets and fixed assets.
Yes. What is the difference?
Current assets is like that. It's, bills, receivables, and petty cash and debtors. Fixed assets means it's a.
Sir, you are not, I'm just mentioning difference. What is a current asset? What is a fixed asset? Why they are not putting sundry debtors in fixed assets? If we are talking about all these items, we are not interested. Why the fixed assets, which are called as a fixed asset, which is called as a current asset? What is the difference?
Fixed assets.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
Current assets are which can be converted into cash immediately. Mean to say, maximum within 1 year. Sundry debtors, they are customers. Customers, how many months, 2 months or 3 months, they will pay me back. Cash on hand immediately they get. So these are all called as a current assets are the one which can be converted into cash easily, maximum within 1 year only. But in case of the fixed asset, they cannot be converted into cash immediately. Those are all called as a fixed in nature. Those are all called as a plant and machinery, motor cars, you take the computers, like all these things, land building. Do you convert them into cash immediately? If it may take so many years, sir, those are called as a fixed. So that's the reason I'm telling you, all the students again and again, these are like how I am asking. You have to just don't put it. Seeing because I mentioned in a video, what is a current asset? Why should we take it in this group like so you should also know what is a current asset, what is a current liability, what are the items, right? That study has to be there. Interviewer is interested to know that whether you have done it as a properly, proper understanding is there. So that's the reason in this I am asking you for yes or no. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kishore. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now you can make these changes, and definitely you will be having a good job. And
Yes, sir.
don't worry, we'll take care. We can also help you. And one
Yes.
more person, Harshit. Harshit is there? Hello, Harshit. I'm calling Harshit, please. 1 minute. Okay. So that's a other person also. So now the time is up. We are saying that our course, whoever has done, that's the only thing I'm just asking you. We will have these mock interviews. I request all of you to. Oh, I'm taking these are all initial interviews. I'm taking, of course, a long time to interview the candidate. After that, we have to have a 3-4 hours interview. We have to interview so many candidates, and so that we'll get certain sort of a idea. Okay, so thank you, and definitely these sort of a mock interviews will definitely help our students. As I told you, I am very happy to announce that I have already spoken to one vice chancellor. I mean, like a former vice chancellor. He wants to interact with our students, and he wanted to explain you in account. And one more person, I wanted to have got a person from America, and he was a farmer, the employee in a very big MNC company. He's now in America, and He's a consultant, big consultant, and he also wants to interact. And also, we have one more program on QuickBooks. Do you know about the QuickBooks like your Tally, ERP, SAP, like there is a American accounting software, like it is also called as a QuickBooks. On that also, our person is ready to interact with the students. And one more thing, many of the students, I want the full attendance and they have to stay for these interviews. So now onwards, we were taking it compulsorily, make a note about the each kind, how many programs have attended by the student. We are maintaining a case sheet of each person. The case sheet of each person, how many programs he has attended, and how about his submission, when did he join the course, how many, all these things we wanted to have the history of all the students, so that the certificates and that employment help, all these things. If somebody, the employer has come, and the other day he was asking me, you give me all your students biodata. But before giving me, you just go through them and then you speak to them and then get back to us. Like that's the reason we don't want to make our students immediately to hand it over. No, I want to first screen them. I want to help them. So our IPA has to have our candidates, the successful in the life, successful in the jobs. We are making our efforts also see that how best or how to teach, how best how to equip them with this knowledge. And I want the more attendance also. Okay, with this, okay. Thank you, one and all. We will again meet in the next week. Thank you. Good day.
Thank
all
you,
the-
sir.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good day.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.